In continuing with the defense of Barney Frank, sort of, President Bush did oppose legislation that sought to reform Fannie and Freddie. He did so because the legislation lacked the minimum requirements he was looking for in a new regulator: mission control, setting regulatory capital requirements, and receivership. Cutting the cord of that government guarantee, and in case of a financial meltdown, the regulator could sell the assets and pay off the debt. Those provisions were either weakened or removed entirely, and Bush ended up opposing a watered-down bill. Bush did push for more loans for middle and income families, but I think he acted in good faith to keep Fannie and Freddie from turning into another WorldCom or Enron, and his actions speak for themselves. As far as Frank sounding the alarm on subprime loans and housing for these folks, it's a little hard to tell. The quotes from his website are actually 2006 and after. By then, the battle for reform was lost. If he said anything before then, it just wasn't matched by his actions. Now, in 2007, the Dems were in control, and they were able to get Bush to sign, the same Bush who opposed housing reform, the Housing and Recovery Act of 2008. It created a new regulator for Fannie and Freddie after the crisis was upon us, and contained, interestingly enough, a pet project of Frank's, a housing trust fund. Look, there are plenty of other people with their finger in this disastrous pie. There's Republican Utah Senator Robert Bennett, who was one of the Republicans busy watering down the provisions of the Shelby legislation. There's Andrew Cuomo, New York's Attorney General, trying to be New York's governor, who was HUD's secretary under Clinton and boosted the amount of risky loans in Fannie and Freddie's portfolio to 50%. With pretty much no controls and no reporting requirements. Frank, I'm afraid, attracts attention to himself because he has been so outspoken about affordable housing and pretty much every other liberal issue he can get his hands on, and of course his personal life. But just as it is unfair for Republicans to blame Frank for the financial meltdown, it's unfair of Frank to blame the Republicans because, especially when he was opposing them the whole time.